Hello guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna show you how to create or how to visualize the traveling salesman problem using P5JS. Now, a lot of you people might be thinking, isn't this something that Daniel Schiffman has done in this coding channel, the coding train? Well, if I remember correctly, he did three things. First was to create a program which would connect random points together. Next was to create a code that would use generic algorithm to find the optimal path. Then the third method was to use lexicographic ordering. What I am going to do is I'm going to use recursion to find the solution and to visualize it in P5JS. So let's get into it. So here I have already created a P5 directory called TSP. Now if you look at here, if you want to know how to create it, you can just use this command where p5 space g space that -b thing and your directory name. Now if I open this, I can you can see that there is a lot of libraries and we have index.html, sketch.js. I'm gonna open up Sublime. So yeah, this is another project that I was working on. Yeah, so if you have, let me just go here. We have YouTube channel, traveling salesperson. Let's just open that. Yes, so we have the traveling salesperson up and running, I guess. Now when you open this index.html file, I forgot, I'm sorry. So what is the traveling salesman problem? I just get I forget things. So basically it is what the problem is that a salesperson has to start from a point which is at his home city, and he has to start from that city and travel to all the other cities that he intends to visit and come back to his city. But what we are going to be doing is a little different than it. We're going to be taking a bunch of cities and we're going to find the shortest path that you can visit them. No returning whatsoever, just visiting them one time, so that is the problem. So first I need to denote the cities, right? So I'm gonna create a class. Let's call the class, let's say, city. Now in this class I'm gonna give it x and y, and let's say this dot x is equal to x, this dot y is equal to y, this dot, we need a show function. And in this show function, we can say that it is an ellipse, this dot x, this dot y, this dot size. I think that is the correct parameters for that. Let's say this dot size. Let's put 8 or something. I don't want it to be too small. Let's say 8, and we have the stroke function, stroke. In that stroke, let's give it some color. Let's say it's an RGB, so I think 0 to 550 must be green. That is nice. So, and I need to denote the cities. So what I'm gonna do is, whenever the user presses his mouse, we're gonna take those x and y coordinates and present them as a city. So let's go here. We have function mouse. That is the default function in P5JS. Whenever this function is initialized, it will just directly give us the the mouse x and mouse y value. So that just went there. Yes, mouse y. Let's just look at it. Yep. Now if I go here, I can see that I'm getting these coordinates. Now I'm gonna make this black because I like black. Guys, I'm sorry, there was an interruption. So let's get into it, right? So we, as I said before, I just made the background black. Now I want an array called city. It came caughty. That's just not good, bro. And we have city, and as I said before, city is an object too. Sorry. So cities, right? So in each of these mouse pressed function, we have to push this particular object that we created called city. Now if I push it, so let's say new city of mouse x comma mouse y, and here let us show that particular city. So var does not need a capital, var I is equal to 0, and always remember, put a space after the equal sign and before the equal sign. This is standard for professionals. I see a lot of these memes and I waste a lot of times. I spend a lot of time alone, so never mind. Yeah, let's get into it. So I'm gonna visualize this. Let's go cities.length and I++, then cities.i.show. Let's see if this works now. So yeah, ellipse was expecting some parameter that I messed up. What did I mess up? Yes, the star x, the star y. Oh yeah, I just put a comma here instead of a dot, a period. Oh yeah, now we're getting it. Why is it white inside? Yeah. Oh, we stroke. I need to put the fill function. Now I'll be getting some green. Yes, we have these cities. I'm just gonna make them a little bigger so that I can clearly see them. Yes, this is better, right? We have these cities. Now what we need to do is we need to find all possible combinations of these cities that we can visit. So I think a way to do this would be to create a recursive function that would give us, suppose we give it a string, right? Suppose let's say there are 7 cities, so we want to visit each city. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can also do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6. Right? We have to find all possible combinations of the city. Combination, that's the word I was looking for. We have to find all possible combinations of those cities, if cities are marked with the I, and I starts from 0 and all that. So we have to find all possible combinations. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function. So let's say function generate combinations. Let's say generate combinations. Right. Yeah, welcome back. There was another interruption. So let's see. So I have created this function generate combinations. Yes. So what I intend to do is I have to create like this kind of a length, right? This particular, what do you call it? Yeah, length itself. We have to generate all possible combinations of this particular sequence. Since cities are generated, indexed by these ordinary numbers, I'll just give it, let's say, length. After the code, you'll see where I'm going with this. Yeah. So, and I have to give a variable a because I need to stop this recursive sequence somehow, right? So once I get the desired length of that particular sequence, I'm gonna stop this recursive sequence. So what's gonna happen is that next I need an array. Let's call it combinations array. So it's gonna give all possible combinations of a n digit number. That's exactly what we are doing. We are taking a combinations of an n digit number, and we're just taking those combinations and visualizing them using these lights, right? So we have combinations array. Good. And I think we will need a string because arrays are tricky. When I usually do recursive functions and I need data in a sequence, I don't use arrays. Arrays can be tricky, so I'm going to use some sort of string. Let's call it string C combinations. My naming schemes are horrible. Please do not use them. They are horrible. Yeah. So I think that's enough. And if a less than equal to 0, then we just push the combinations. That's basically saying that each time we this is just basically a lot of for loops, right? First we picture this n length, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We iterate, and then inside each of those iterations we put another for loop, another for loop, another for loop, and this repeats until we get a specific length. Now what I'm doing is I'm setting a to be our specific length, and each time it's subtracted by 1. And eventually, when the length is finished, it gets to 0. That's when we can push that sequence. So I'm pushing this sequence, which is string C, and else, if it's not that, we'll take a for loop. For loop I is equal to 0. Yes, I less than what is it? Yeah, length I see. Yes, I think let's put it the capital letter L. See, P5JS has a lot of pre-made functions and like min, so we cannot use them as variables. I don't know if length with the small L is a pre-made, but I don't want to take the chances, so I'm just gonna put the capital letter and we get, then we'll call this function again with the same length and a minus 1 and string C. But we're not gonna put string C. We're gonna make a new string which is gonna be string C plus I, and we're gonna input this new string into that, and I think that's it. That should give us all the combinations. Let's see. Now for finding the path, I'm thinking we should find the path, using a button press. So I'm gonna look at how to create a button in P5. I have no idea. I don't remember things so well, man. I don't. I just don't. Yeah, we have create button, and yes, so we have create button and a function when button click is detected. I don't want this to be window. Let's put it 600. I like the 600. It's really comfortable, Yep, and we have the change bg function. This was intended to change the background. Yeah, so let's generate the combinations of length. Let's say 5, starting with 5 and a string of this, and we'll print the combinations array after this. So combinations array. Yes, now if you look at that, oh yeah, so click yes. Now we have, but the problem with this is that there's a lot of repeating digits, right? We don't want repeating digits. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna include a function here. I'm gonna say if let's call a function, create a function called inArray. What it's gonna do is it's gonna check if this particular value, this value has been in this string. So suppose we are giving 0, 1, 2. We don't want 0 after that 2. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna check that particular index. Let it be 0, 4 now, and we're gonna say in this string is there a 0. If there is not, we're not gonna if there is not, we're gonna proceed. If there is, we're not gonna proceed. That's the thing that I'm hoping to do. So string C, let's put I, and is equal to false. Yes. Now if there is nothing of that object in that array, we're gonna proceed. So we have to create a function called function in array. Nice. And we have to create a string. Let's call it string and index. Yep, index. And JavaScript offers a function to split strings, which is basically string.split. So the array will be string.split. Yep. We have all these strings, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say for var I is equal to 0. I'm gonna put a for loop, and I less than array dot length. Yes, array dot length. Yeah, what? Yes, come on. If array I is equal to, let me just put it parse in, so that I can turn it into a string. Turn that string back into a integer, right? So is equal to index. If it is equal to index, we can return true, else we can return false, right? So let's see what that, so click me. Yes, so we get all the combination. There is not a repeating digit here. That is good. So we got all the combinations from the combination array. Just put this. Oh, it just got big, like Ant-Man in Civil War. Yeah, so we got that. We got these combinations that we have. Now next thing is, I want to generate these. Yeah, I have already generated these combinations when button is pressed. Let me just put the button away for a second, like 20. Yeah, that's good. And now instead of this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say cities.length and cities.length, right? That's good. Now we have to visualize it, right? We have to draw these points. So I'm gonna create a function. Let's say draw. Let's call it path or something. Draw path cities of these order. What is it called? Sorry, combination array. Sorry, combinations array. Yeah. So let's draw it. This function draw path cities. Yeah. Yeah, I can actually put the function down. That would be better. Yeah. So here, let's put it here. Yep. Draw path series of, what is that? Array. Yeah, array. Yes. Now each array, each index, each element of an array is a string, right? So basically we have to split that particular string and go through, put those points in each of that. So if you think about it, each city has only one neighbor. And maybe I can include an object called this dot neighbor, and I can initialize it to null first, null. And what I can do is that I can draw a line from this ellipse to that neighbor's point. So I can say let's stroke come on, let's say 0 to 55. Stroke weight, let that be 3, and line, what was the line again? Yes, this dot neighbor will be an object. So this dot x, this dot y, and this dot neighbor dot x, and this dot neighbor dot y. My singing sucks, why are you doing this? Yeah, so if the neighbor is not null, right? So we have this and bam. So we are gonna draw a neighbor if it is not null, right? So yes, let that be there. Proper indentation is always good, especially in JavaScript. JavaScript does not care about indentation because of those brackets and all, but it's always nice to have proper indentation. Yeah, let me just, yeah, that looks better. Now you have these array, right? So I'm gonna loop through it. Let's do array I less than array dot length. So first I have to split it. So I'm gonna say path array, just a new element, array dot split, and not array I dot split, and I'm gonna put another loop so that I can turn each and every element into an int. So not var I, var j, or j is equal to 0, j less than path, not path array dot length. Yes, path array dot length j plus plus, and path array j is equal to parse int path array j. Yep. So we got the path array, right? So once we get the path array, what I'm gonna do is, what was I supposed to? I was supposed to draw a line. Yes. I keep forgetting. Yeah. Now I'm gonna loop through. Right. I'm gonna loop through j less than path array dot length j plus plus. Now all I have to do, I added this neighbor class, right? So all I have to do is I have to assign a neighbor to each element, but not to the last element. That's why I'm gonna say path array length -1, because I don't want to get into the last element because I had nothing to assign to the last element. So let's say we have what is supposed to, I keep forgetting this. Yes, we have the cities array. That was the array's name. Yes, cities path array j, which is obviously the index dot neighbor. We can assign that to be cities path array j plus 1. Now, as I said before, we have to get the shortest path. So I'm gonna say a temporary distance, which has to be added, and I'm gonna have a distance variable here, which will be initialized to null, right? Distance variable. And now we have the temporary distance, and I also need a distance function. So I'm gonna create a function let's call it distance. Or we will give it two objects, object 1 and object 2, and var x is equal to not x. Let's say var horizontal, yes, which will be equal to object 1 dot x minus object 2 dot x, and var vertical equal to object 1 dot y minus object 2 dot y. Yes, object 2 dot pi, dude. Yeah, and we will return what is it? Yeah, square root, right? So we have math dot square root in Java, I guess. No, JavaScript. Yes, math dot square root. Nice. So math dot square root of horizontal squared plus vertical squared. So we have this distance function right now. We have this distance function, and distance function and distance have the same variable name, so I'm going to call it distant. It's a short name, like for, I don't know, for Stanis we have Stan and all that, whatever. Yeah, we have that temporary distance. Now I'm gonna calculate the distance. I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna say what are we supposed to do? Yes, distant of series dot path j, this, and j plus 1. Yeah, we have to add the plus here because we're adding the next city in the list as its neighbor, so we have to add the distance. Now if distance is equal to null, which it will be in the first case, I'm gonna initialize distance to temporary distance, and the index will be calculated. So we need an index variable too. We need an index variables. Let's say index. Suppose index. Yeah. Index. Let's say index is null at the beginning. Yeah. Maybe I'll just make this a global variable just for the fun of it. There is no need to make that a global variable, but just for the fun of it. Yeah, index will be set to I, and if it is not null, if the distance is greater than the current distance that we calculated, the distance will be changed to current distance and the index will be changed again. Now if I have coded this correctly, we should get the shortest distance and the path which it represents. Now I have to graph it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say the efficient path or the shortest path will be equal to array index dot split, and I'm gonna say that the parsen function again, shortest path dot length plus shortest path I is equal to parse int shortest path dot I, not dot I, just I. Yes, so we have these integers. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say I'm gonna call another array. I can just copy this function, right? Copy this function, and what this is gonna do is let's set it to I or j, it doesn't matter. I just want to set it to I not path array. It is the shortest path, and I don't need this this distance variable, and not this tab. Yeah, tab. Yes. So we have I, right? And now series dot shortest path I dot neighbor will be set to the shortest path I plus 1. Shortest path I plus 1. Yes. Now if we you know do this, we should get a line that is crossing all this. Let's see. So reassigned. I'll just oh, there is some problem. City dot show neighbor is not defined, right? Neighbor is not defined. Why isn't the neighbor defined? Oh, this dot neighbor. Forgot this dot, bro. Yes, we have this. Oh yeah, we have a path. Yes, but this is too fast, right? What I want to implement this is that I want to show the shortest distance in the console, and also how it changes to form the path. So first, I'm gonna show the distance in the console, and I'm gonna say, where was the function? I also want to check if it is generating the shortest path. So I'm gonna say set an array called distances. It's an array, and I will append distances dot push. We will append the temp distance, and first I want to check if it is really generating the shortest distance or not. So we have the distance, and I will console log distances. Yes, nice. Now if I say 3 points, let's say, so click me. Yes, it's 251. Yeah, it is generating the shortest distance. That is cool. That is good to hear. Yeah. So I have to visualize it. The thing is that it is too fast. So I have to know if JavaScript has some like sort of sleep function. Sleep JavaScript. Oh, I have looked at this thread. Yeah. Oh, this is fun. I forgot it. I remember now. Yeah, I used it for this A-star algorithm visualization. Maybe I'll code it in the channel, Yes, so we have this function sleep. I'm gonna put the sleep function here, and await sleep. Oh, it needs to be an asynchronous function. So let's turn this into an asynchronous function. That is the spelling. I messed up the spelling. Niranjan is bad at spelling. Yeah, let me just put it to 25. Nice. So if I do this, 1, 2, 3, we can see it is going through all these possible paths and finding the shortest one. That is really good. I also want to print the distance here. Right, console.log distance. And one interesting thing that I could think of is, what if you could change the path in real time. Let's just do that. That is fun. It's slider in P5.js. That will be like, yeah, we have create slider, and I think we can call it using the slider dot value function. Nice. So this will be here, and let's say 620, and let's put 40 on the button. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have to change it from it should go from 0 to 200, with the default being, let's say, 25. Let's say 0 to 100, the default being 25. Nice. Let's say await sleep. Let's say slider dot value. And does this make sense? Did I print the distance? I did print the shortest distance. Yeah. Let's say 5 points. So it is looking at all possible combinations. I just speed and make this slower, make this faster. Yes, we have it. So that's it for today. This is an implementation of the traveling salesman problem, how to visualize that, and it's really fun, So that's all I wanted to say. All criticism is open. Please comment down your opinions. I have the links to the coding train and his tutorials on this particular problem. So that's it. Bye.